at that point, you're not there to play it safe. Like if you're not taking risks, you're not competing.
It's empowering. I mean, anybody who's done a CrossFit workout, you finish your CrossFit workout and you're like, I'm on top of the world.
Yeah.
Like a hunger for competition and like that super intense structure, routine. I still had that desire.
Listen to the way people feel and the motivations for doing the things that they did. It was like they were describing me to a T.
I'm not trying to solve everything for you, but I know that sometimes you just need somebody to listen.
Learned the most is how to fill my cup by filling others.
Welcome to the Hungry Dog Barbell Podcast. Join me as I talk with passionate people about their life's failures and successes, and most importantly, what keeps them hungry for more. What up, dogs? After a short holiday break here, we are back with another awesome guest for you. Over that holiday break, CrossFit headquarters announced a couple of changes to the format of how they'll be running affiliates, including an increase in the yearly affiliate fee. This week, we're joined by returning guest Justin Rementer to talk about some of those changes and if he feels that CrossFit will offer a value for this increase in the pay. I should actually just listen to our last episode. That'd be like the most helpful, It's funny because like you talked about one of the things you're hungry for is like pushing to add like a competitive track into the programming over there, for people that were looking for that stuff. And now we're going to talk about the next year of competitive season,
Yeah.
So what's up, Justin? How you feeling?
What's up? I'm feeling good.
Dude, so what's your program look like today? Tell us, like, first thing, what's today's workout?
Today, we're in the middle of a deadlift volume cycle. So we have building up to 5 reps at 85% of a 5 rep max that they tested. And then they go 5 at 85, 6 at 80, 10 at 70, 8 at 75, 10 at 70. So, increasing reps, try to focus on that barbell speed as the weight goes down, keep that same intensity that you had with the heavier weight. And then we have just a straight through nasty little couplet, 30 cal ski, or 30, 25 for the ladies, 30 for the guys, 50 toes to bar, 30, 25 on the ski. Just hammer that midline. Oof. Yeah.
Love that. I had a partner workout last week that we did. It was essentially 50 GHDs and then 50 calories on the ski for the
nice.
Something like that. So some like quick, like 7-minute partner workout like that. Yeah. I was jacked up from the GHDs for literally 4 days afterwards.
GHDs
I haven't done that many in a long time. And it's that GHDs, just like you said, it's a straight midline thing. Like you're folding up and down the whole time. And the precursor to that, the actual workout for the day was a strength of a 3 rep max snatch, which is essentially the same thing also, just with a heavier load that you're doing it with now. Like you're folding down to the ground and then extending all the way with your arms overhead.
Yeah.
So I just got over it. It was last Wednesday. I just got over it on Monday. Just getting back to it. Stuff like that hurts. That's a perfect place to start. You guys do cycles for things over there. Like you will have a key focus for like some like preset amount of time in your programming.
Yeah. So Mondays we do Olympic lifts. Wednesdays we do just your core strength workouts. So deadlift, front squat, back squat, overhead squat. Mondays we've run through cycles for both that I write up. That's just like, I think kind of more like the old school mentality. I mean, just to stick with cyclical things, percentage work, all that stuff. It can vary. We, 1 rep max, 3 rep max, 5 rep max. I'm starting to really lean more into the 3 and 5 rep maxes. I think it's a little more applicable to what we do in CrossFit. But it's still good to find that top end strength every now and then. And then with the barbell work, throw some complexes in there and whatnot. Try and give people kind of, because I know you're a weightlifting coach. I have a little bit of a background in weightlifting. Like there's so much more nuance to it than we can really fit in that hour class.
It's super hard, man. I know everyone loves to do it. Like the people that love to do a good squat snatch every once in a while or a clean complex that you were talking about. Like I know, but I would love to pour everything I have to you, but it would be like longer than 60 minutes.
Yeah. Like we can't be doing like, snatch lift off plus hip snatch plus whatever complexes in a class realistically.
With more than 2 people in it,
Yeah.
You just won't get the feedback you really deserve is what it is.
Yeah. Right. So trying to get like at least a little bit of that in there as best we can. And then we do gymnastics, more of like I call it like a block focus where it's not like a cycle, like a test retest, but just a skill session on Tuesdays. It's focused on gymnastics. We'll take like 4 weeks at a time, focus on a movement. And I just make sure that all of our other gymnastic movements show up throughout the week, so that we're not just, all we're doing is toes to bar for 4 weeks. And then Friday's upper body strength. So push press, strict press, push jerk, split jerk, all that fun stuff.
So you have a strength component and then a like Metcon component every day? Like
3 days a week. And then Tuesday's gymnastics skill. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday's gymnastic skill. And then Thursday, we do a mix throughout the year. Could be just straight, like we just got done just straight up echo bike sprints every day with a little bit of GPP at the end, like no Metcon. We've done rowing cycles. I do this like dry triathlon kind of thing. We've done a couple summers where you do what do we do? A mile run, 2K mile run, 2K row, 4K C2 bike. And then we work on that a little bit and then retest it. That's always fun. So more cardio based stuff. Right now it's a little section of just like kind of longer AMRAPs and EMOMs on Thursdays. That's like not meant to really crush you, but get you moving for steady long period of time.
Get a good sweat in. Like I heard Boz say, I forget what podcast it was, maybe the Adrian Conway one, that he calls workouts like a strength one or a puff and pant because you're just breathing really heavy. Yeah. So I've been like calling all those like long EMOM and like long Metcon kind of things like that since I heard him say that. I like what you said about the 3 and 5 rep max too, because like something that I've realized recently, honestly, is that I only have a set amount of true 1 rep maxes in my life, for how long I'm going to be touching a barbell, so I want to make them like really matter when I do them. Like as a more weightlifting focused guy, I can go in a CrossFit class and generally hit like a heavier volume on a regular basis than probably like the average CrossFitter. Like, but going over like 95%, I only have that in me so many times over my whole lifetime on a barbell. And I'm starting to realize that now, like 8 years into like lifting essentially for probably 4 times a week for 60% of the year. Like if I want to lift like 20, 30 more years, then I want to save some of those 1 rep maxes,
Yeah. And between like the physical demand on your body, if you're going 95% plus, like the place that you have to get in your head to truly be able to do that is like, literally, it's taxing. Like it takes it out.
Yeah. And then imagine you miss one of those, right? So then the place you have to get mentally and emotionally to come back to it. Like, I will see like a lot of the time, and this is for my athletes listening out there, that like if one of my athletes can be in like a 95% range, if we're working one-on-one or like even if it's in a group setting and they miss and then they come back and hit it, like after that, and they think that I'm just kind of coddling them when I say I'm proud of you for making that after missing. That's a big deal. It's hard to make after you miss something. Like I've been in the situation before.
Huge deals, especially for you. Like you coach weightlifters. Like if you're at a meet and you miss one of your attempts, you either have to go up or you have 2 minutes, and like to come back and just like goldfish memory, just forget about what just happened and get right back on the bar. It's not a lot of time to make that decision and then get back on the bar. So being able to do that in training sets you up huge. That's a huge deal. Yeah.
So for everyone out there, if you miss something and then you're able to come back and make it, I mean, like sometimes if it's a really shitty make after that, then like you should like be like, okay, maybe I won't take that one again. But if you make it and it's pretty damn good, like you should be proud of yourself after that,
Absolutely.
So on this programming talk, right? Do you guys do some sort of open prep cycle leading up to it? Because we're 78 days away from the open right now.
Not necessarily an open prep cycle. I don't know if I love like the thought of an open prep cycle because the open is CrossFit. And if you're doing CrossFit year round, you should be ready.
Should be doing it. Exactly.
But now that being said, and it's funny because just last week, I had a handful of members, more than I thought would, kind of start to pick up on in the program. I have been making sure to add more wall balls, burpees, thrusters, toes to bar, dubs, just like those. There's that list of movements that we see pretty much every year. So every year. Really, almost like exposure therapy, just like hammering people. And last week, we've been doing a lot of burpees, like we always do. But at least once a week, I get burpees in there. But people are phone ring. People doing like burpees every week, like I said. But yeah, people have started to notice the wall balls and the burpees have been adding up. So just to make sure everyone's like really, really ready. But if you have a complete program throughout the year, there shouldn't really be need for like a specific open prep cycle.
You should be able to get right after it, right?
Yeah.
What does the CrossFit Open look like for you guys over at CrossFit Raid? Do you guys do a Friday night lights kind of deal?
Yeah. We do Friday night lights. We've done that for, I think when I first opened in 2014, we would do Saturday mornings. We did that for like 2 years. And then ever since then, we've done, so for the past 8 years, we've done Friday night lights. And that's always like my most favorite time of the year. And I always like hear myself sound like the corny CrossFit guy when I start to talk about it. But because like, I mean, you've been doing this forever. I've been like, we're like the old guard of CrossFit at this point. And like when we got into it, it was like the other thing. It's more mainstream now, but it was like that other thing. So like the Open was like the celebration of that, I always felt like. And you get the PRs, you get the cheering moments, and you get like all the real community stuff. So every year I pester people to sign up for the Open, try and get as many people in here on Friday nights as we can. And
That's dope.
And it's great because a lot of times where like it'll be someone's first time, and I've had a handful of times people are like, you're really hyping this up, like I hope it lives up to it. And after the first week, they're like, dude, that was fucking awesome. Like you were right. Like this was incredible.
It doesn't disappoint. I mean, all the negativity that it's got, there's no way that people could have said that any year has disappointed in the things that it's yielded for the communities itself, right? Like, man, when you were just talking right there, I'm thinking it was definitely weird for a big group of people to be giving up their Friday nights to go exercise in like a long form kind of sense, because you're going to do the workout and then 80% of the community is going to stay for the next 2 hours for the next heats to go. And that's going to be the night. That's what they're going to do with their Friday nights. And then for that to be happening and thousands of other affiliates too, that's like a special kind of thing. And for that to be going on for years and years, it's crazy.
And even in like the down years, like I think 2018 was the peak affiliate participation. And then it kind of had a little bit of downslope with like everything getting all wacky. When they went to like when they went away from regionals and people got like weird about it, and then COVID, obviously.
You know what it was? It was when they had that second Open in the same year. Yeah, people did not like it, and it went down, and then COVID hit right afterwards, and it was like, all right, this is a reset time. So it's good that it's kind of good because that happened, that it reset a little bit of things. But that second year Open, I remember like organizing at the gym, and it was so hard to get buy-in because
it was March and then October. It was such a quick turnaround. But even then, I was just, like I said, pestering people, making Facebook posts, sending out emails, talking to people in the gym, like, yo, sign up. Like, I don't care. Sign up. You won't regret it. No one's ever, not that I've ever talked to, like, I've never talked to a member that did the Open was like, I wish I didn't do that. Right. I regret signing up. Like, never, that doesn't happen.
The only workout I regret was that dumbbell front squat and burpee over the bar.
That's one of my best Open finishes ever.
I love the workout. I PR'd my clean way back in the day. Yeah, like my PR clean was like 225. Like at that time period. But like I remember that workout hurting so bad, like because there's nowhere to hide. You're just doing two very simple movements.
I did that one twice to test to see. All right, if I slow down a little bit, what does it look like? And then if I just go full send, what does my clean look like?
I blast it.
Yeah. That was a fun one. That's one of my favorites, I think, actually.
That was in the time period when I did redo Open workouts. Like I was redoing all the other ones, but like I was so happy with that because I like finished fast, I thought, and I had like I PR'd my clean. I was like, I gotta touch that one.
You can't beat that, yeah.
Right. Oh man. So that's exactly right there. What we're talking about is why the Open's great. Like I was happy with how that had gone. I blasted it out on the first part of the workout, PR'd my clean. I was like, this is what you're supposed to get out of this. Like that right there was worth my $20, $25, whatever it was.
Yeah. Right. And how many times have you been like, just having that CrossFit conversation where you're like, oh, remember, 19.3, and you say like, you say the numbers and everyone like knows exactly what the workout was. They remember exactly how they felt. Like it elicits so much memory. And I think that's really cool too.
You get some smiles, you get some groans, like all those different things. The whole lexicon of emotions is like a part of the whole experience. It's great to happen. So you're talking about you pester a lot of people. Do you get a lot of buy-in for the Open over there?
Yeah. We typically get, I want to say between 50 to 60 people to sign up, like pretty consistently every year, which for me, I think that's great. It's just about half of our membership, well, a little less total members, but it's a good amount of people. It keeps the energy high on Friday nights. So we typically get a good for the people that are here consistently, like 3 or 4 days a week. It's a good percentage of the people that come here, so it's good.
I mean, for everyone out there, you've probably been hearing me make this CrossFit Open 5K analogy for the past few weeks and probably months, maybe. But I'm just thinking about if your neighborhood had a 5K, right, and 50 to 60 people were out there at the starting line about to run, that would look like a lot of people.
Yeah, right.
Know? And if all the different affiliates which are representations and like the demographic of the township, that you live in, are running these different 5Ks, that's a lot of people out running.
Yeah.
So when you put it in that terms, it's like, this is a great thing that we've got this many people active. And why would we not try to push to get more people active?
Yeah, absolutely. And then we even have people like, we have people like their friends and family who come in and watch them do the open workout. People that have nothing to do with CrossFit are never gonna, as much as we can try and spread it to everyone, like it's not their thing, cool, whatever. But they want to come and watch, we have people that come and watch their grandpa, son, uncle, whatever, whoever, come and cheer people on. So we get like a crowd. It's great.
I always think that's so cool when I see that. Like, I remember my mom came to like my open workouts like way back in the day and like posted a picture of it. And I was like, oh, that's so embarrassing. And then I saw other people's parents doing it. I was like, oh, that's really cool because they are like really in an uncomfortable space right now. Like the person that's doing the workout, they had no idea what this workout was going to be until 6 hours ago. And now their parents are here watching them do it. Like, damn, that's like deep, it's crazy how that looks.
It's funny.
Oh man. So we were talking about quarterfinals a little bit and old regionals. How did you feel when regionals went away and they announced quarterfinals? What were your initial thoughts on that? Another online competition.
When regionals went away originally in 2019,
they added let's skip that part where they added sanctionals or whatever into it. Let's bring it to like the modern era, I would call it. Yeah, where we have quarterfinals now, semifinals. What did you initially think about that setup?
I'm trying to think of my initial thoughts on it. I tend to be a little bit pessimistic, and then I will sit back and kind of like take a step back, like, all right, calm down, let's think about these things. Right. So I would say I was probably right away like, oh, this is stupid online, because it is tough with the online stuff, with the video validation. Like we've seen problems over the last however many years of the certain scores getting upheld when the video is right there that what everyone can see, what is said was done, wasn't done, and all that stuff. I like it. I think I appreciate how it's done now. I like how it's done now. I think for the most part, you get, who was supposed to be there gets there. I do think it sucks that every now and then you see someone who's on the bubble kind of get screwed over by one of those, awkward or not awkward, one of those odd man out scores that like probably shouldn't have been validated or whatever. I think that's happened like a handful of times.
I like story on that. But before we had a dude who input his thruster weight wrong from KOP, and it was like I think he put what his shuttle run score would have been in his thruster, which was like a crazy number at that point. And he was like top 5 in the world for freaking, I don't know, like 24 hours, 28 hours, something like that, before we went in and adjusted it. And it's like for that to happen,
that happens, and then like you see someone, it's like, out of the 3 or 4 scores, they scale, like they have all these scaled workout numbers, but then like somehow they did 20 muscle ups or whatever really fast. And it's like, all right, that was obviously they forgot to click scaled. Like, can someone adjust this? And then it just sits there. But that's not just exclusive to CrossFit. That's if you ever, if you've done Wadapalooza qualifiers, the fitness experience qualifiers, like there's always like, oh, that doesn't belong there. Like it's very clear, but but I think I do like quarterfinals. I like semifinals. Semifinals is regionals. It's just got a different name. And like everyone always wanted regionals back when they went away. We had a team go in time is so weird. 2022, I guess. Summer 2022, we had a team go to semis.
Who knows what year it is? It's gonna be 2024. I'm freaking destroyed about that. It's crazy.
So and watching I will say the quarterfinals does put a lot of pressure on whoever the affiliate manager is to get that stuff set up correctly, because like I know when we were doing the quarterfinal, or when those guys were doing the quarterfinal workouts and I was getting it set up and helping judge and making sure the camera angles were right and the tape lines were right and the measurements were right. that's a lot of pressure because one, you can get in trouble if you validate an incorrect score, and then you don't want to be known as the affiliate owner that cheated, helped their team cheat their way when it could have been an honest mistake, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of pressure where not only like you want them to succeed, you want CrossFit to know you did it the right way, but then like the public scrutiny that's very prominent right now, where one person posts your video on Instagram and all of a sudden you're just getting you're done.
Oh my god!
Like I'm just here in like the suburbs of Philly trying to get people fit, and then all of a sudden,
like this happens. You thought you were just clicking like I accept on some form, and then that happens.
right.
When I read the morning chalk up articles, like I do think sometimes, like, damn, that affiliate manager or whoever that was in that position, that guy could have just been like thinking it was a regular day. He didn't had nothing malicious behind it.
Yeah.
And someone else, some jerk, was like just used him. He got into it. Yo, do you remember seeing that guy? Oh, man, I don't even really want to make this about race, but that Asian guy that stole from the affiliate at the CrossFit Games? Nothing ever happened with that. They just exposed him, and then it went away.
Then they said, I saw one of they were like, the gym got a hold of him, and they talked to him, and he was either like whatever, returning it, sending the money, and they were like, they said like, please leave him alone, kind of thing, which I think is big on their part,
For sure.
Like very mature of them being like, no, leave this.
They don't want that on their souls. This guy having something happen to him because he's a dickhead,
Because who knows what, person's going to hear that and be like, nah, fuck this guy. And they show up at his gym, and the next thing you know, the guy got beat with a kettlebell because he stole some stuff from a gym.
Literally, people on the internet are not mentally well right now, so they will make irrational decisions if they have some like false reason to do that. It was nuts. Yeah. But like I bring that up because I remember when that came up, people were like found out what gym he went to, and then they were trying to hold the affiliate owners like responsible for it to like do something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they probably don't want a thief in their membership, but then like you just expect them to wake up, email this guy, and be like, "You're no longer a member.
You can't come here anymore." Yeah.
Like what? They're gonna be like, "Bro, I don't know if I can even legally just tell this man that he can't come in here."
Right.
And they most likely don't want him to come there anymore.
And people found him fast. It was like 5 minutes later. People, what gym he went to, they. Speaking of the open, they probably post his open scores and like, this dude's not even good anyway, or something. I don't know, like just being jerks.
Like 100%. I saw his open scores. I remember like clicking on that stuff. I remember seeing the first video pop up, and then like 15 minutes later, like they had his whole everything posted up there. I'm like, damn, the internet's fast, man. That's crazy. So speaking about all that stuff, like back to the quarterfinals there, how do you feel about the expansion of the people they're going to let through, right? We talked about it's good that we have like a 5K kind of thing in the CrossFit Open, but then we're supposed to be like making it a more elite level. How do you feel about them letting 15% more people through?
So again, my initial reaction was like pure negativity to this. The more I like sat back and looked at it, I think there's very few, and this goes for like probably a lot of things we're going to talk about. Very few things in the world are black and white, and just either there's a good idea or a bad idea. There's going to be gray area all over the place. I think it's good. One, they CrossFit as a business, at their last like town hall that they said that they broke even as a company. And a lot of the things that the people were saying that, commenters on Morning Chalk Up and whatnot, it's cash grab for to get that many more people involved. But then at the end of the day, and I think like, again, me and you being that old school CrossFit, we don't want to look at it as like CrossFit, is this business that cares about making money, but it's a business that cares about making money. At the end of the day, that's their goal. Like, I
mean, you need money to do things like just in general in life.
Are they trying to, make the world healthier? Absolutely. Are they trying to make money? Yes. Those two things are mutually exclusive, and one's kind of necessary for the other. So I understand it if it is just a, kind of a revenue grab, like cool, whatever. The thing that scares me is even when it was 10%, that's a lot of people. Top 10% is still a lot of people. And the programming for quarterfinals takes that huge leap where, we had people here that qualified for quarterfinals that did quarterfinals. And then the one workout was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 burpee box jump overs and clean and jerks at 275. A lot of people can qualify for quarterfinals and not be able to do that bar for one rep, let alone reps in a workout.
Right. Right.
I know of another woman at a local gym that the first year quarterfinals, there was that workout that had like 150 GHDs, 150 pistols, rope climbs. It was wild. And she qualified for quarterfinals. So like that would tell her that she is qualified to do this workout, and then got rhabdo doing that workout.
Yeah.
So like, I'm curious to see how they handle the programming aspect of it. And if it's just going to be like, because top 25% is, and I do not want this to come out the wrong way, but if you're in the 75th percentile or 76th percentile or whatever, then you make quarterfinals. Like, that's so far away from what the programming the last couple of years of quarterfinals, like your capabilities are so far from that it's like
100%.
it's really hard until you are that person, you go to do that workout, like you can't really grasp how far that is. And
Right.
I don't want to see anyone from this gym in the position where they get super excited, they qualify for quarterfinals, and I'm like, hell yeah, sign up. And then the workout comes out that's got handstand walks and ring muscle ups, and the only they were just able to get in at the 76th percentile, and like those things are out of the question for them, which is
Right.
I mean it's going to happen. Like you have to have those high skill and high, like heavier weights in the quarterfinals to weed people out. So I'm that's the one thing I'm like still on the fence about, and I'm a big wait and see person. I don't want to jump to any judgments, so we'll wait and see
how it goes. Yeah, give them a chance. You know?
But yeah, like I think it's good to get more people involved if the programming's done right. I don't even really know how the programming could be done, quote unquote, right, to make that work. But the more people involved is never really a bad thing, It's just an extension of the open. Like the open, used to be 5 weeks, it's 3 weeks now. So
now this is like the open part 2. We kind of already thought about it, right, like that,
yeah. And I saw another, I forget which website it was, whether it was Barbell Spin or Morning Chalk Up, one of them. When it was 10%, I think only like 3 or 4% of the 10% signed up anyway. So I don't know what that's going to look like now that it's expanded to 25%, if that number is really going to jump that much.
I mean, even if it's like a relative jump, right, then that still takes it to like 12% if you like double it, or like 9 to 12%, maybe somewhere in there is what they're going to actually predict. But like, just like you were talking about, I mean, I'm sure the fittest people in everyone's gyms, whatever that looks like, are the ones that make it to quarterfinals. And we still see the people that are in the 90 to 91 percentile struggle with those workouts.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
absolutely.
Some of my fittest friends in the gym, like, they can't clean 275 and like 185. I think it was the correlated number for girls. Like, that's their 1 rep max. Those are kind of like benchmark numbers. So to ask them to go hit it 9 times or 11 times, whatever, how many is in the workout, it's like, it's not going to happen,
Right.
Or like, I just had a conversation with someone this week about like the 125, 185 snatch, right? That's not really heavy, but then they put that in that quarterfinal workout, and people are like, what, I have to do that with the burpee box jump overs? That's what it was like 2021, last year of the quarterfinal. They're like amazed that could be something. So do you think that, or I should ask you, how do you feel if they dumb down the quarterfinal programming to relate to that jump in percentage?
I think
is that a positive or a negative? I
think it's a negative. I think again, your top 10 people, top 20 people are probably not going to change regardless. Right. But there are those people that, like, if they just have like the shuttle run burpee pull-up workout was for the open, was a workout that can really skew a leaderboard, because I could have a guy that comes off the street here and has a running background who's like, in somewhat decent shape, probably just crush me in that workout because his aerobic capacity is just like off the charts. And that gap in the leaderboard is going to put him in a position where, overall he's that much higher. So I don't want to see, I guess at the end of the day, if you're you're the fittest, but I feel like it could really skew the leaderboard if it's like dumbed down a little bit and a lot of the high skill heavyweight stuff is left out. Because then you're not really, I don't think you're getting who you're supposed to be getting through to the next level. And then if, God forbid, if someone qualifies for semifinals that way, and then they show up and you got to do like 315 cleans for touch and go reps or something, like,
you're like, wow.
we joked about it because when our team went to semifinals, I was the reserve with like, the quote unquote reserve because they just had to have a reserve. Like I'm not at that level.
You're like, I'm not gonna go out on the floor if you really need me, guys.
I said like I'll go out. It's gonna be funny because I'm just gonna stand there and stare at the bar. Like they ended up having to do like I think the one workout the guys had to do 255 hang power cleans for reps or something like that. Like I could do that for maybe a rep or two. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm not doing that with a bunch of other
it's
stuff.
Like one of those things.
Yeah.
Justin, how many you got, Justin? I'm good for one.
Yeah, I got one. You got the rest? All right, great. Come in last place. Cool. So if someone gets in, and it's probably an outside chance that happens, like a very small chance, but if they dumb it down, like there is the chance of that happening. And then someone's just they're going to have a very bad time in semifinals when someone else is sitting at home that like could be able to do those workouts.
Yeah. I mean, we don't even have to say that it's a very slim chance because we've already literally seen it happen when they dumb down things to Hunter McIntyre. And I love that guy.
Yeah.
I think he was great for the sport. I think he's fucking astronomically fitter than I am. But you go out there, you hit a 400-meter run at the games, and then you can't even make it through the first block of snatches. Then that's exactly what you just said. But like yours at the semifinal level, he made it to the games like that.
Yeah,
So now let's talk about it on the affiliate side of things, right? There's changes over there too. They're raising the affiliate fees. Before I even ask you how you feel about that, do you think that your membership feels or thinks about the larger CrossFit community? Like, do they think about being a part of HQ, or do you get that vibe from your community?
Absolutely not.
So how do you feel about HQ raising the affiliate fees, and how would you feel if they raise the price for the open? Like, do you think you're going to get value from them? This because I knew we were getting to this, like the whole, like there's very few things in the world that are black and white, a lot of gray area. And I think this like screams gray area. I think they have been doing more for the money over the last couple of years. There's more on like the affiliate toolkit when you log in, if you're an affiliate owner and you log in on the website, there's more there. There's more resources for you. They offer the CAP programming, which is I don't use it, but it's there and it is of value. Like for someone if they're not familiar with programming or don't want to do programming, like you have that free option to program for your gym, which I guess at that price isn't crazy. Like it's a good value. It gives people like a crash course on doing things if they don't have a me or you around, someone that knows about programming and the outside fitness world, So
and there's plenty of other, a lot of the competitive programs now offer affiliate programming. So it only makes sense for CrossFit, like they're CrossFit to offer.
They are the original,
yeah, to offer the affiliate programming out there. So you get that, like that's included with your affiliate fee. I don't hate the price going up. I understand that we were supposed to be grandfathered in. It's new ownership, and with new ownership, anything can happen in any business.
Yeah.
And again, at the end of the day, it's a business. Like their goal is to make money. So for them, like the prices haven't been raised since 2011, I think, something like that. It's been a while. And as we know, like
a long time,
everything's more expensive right now. And as it's going to be over the course of 12 years, things go up. So I don't hate it. I understand it from a business standpoint. I don't think it was presented in the best way. I don't think the timing of it is great because some people are going to have like pretty much like a month to figure it out because it kicks in January. But from what I understand, it kicks in at your renewal time in January. So for us, it doesn't go up until the first week in November in 2024.
So based off when you became an affiliate in that calendar, that calendar year.
Yeah. But if there's someone that affiliated in January, like, and there's prices going up that much, that could be a lot. That's a lot of it's a lot of money. I do like they're doing the installment payments. They're cutting fees out of the installment payments. So typically you would normally pay an extra $600 a year on top of your affiliate fee if you do installment payments. So they're wiping out that extra fee. So you're just straight up paying the affiliate payment over
Flat
the
price,
course of the 12 years, which I think that's cool. I think it really, I mean, Amy's an OG, where I started at Generation, Barry, like OG. So I know what they pay, and their price is going up a lot more. I think they have a stepping stone year where it goes up a little bit, and then it's going to kick up to the 4,500. So it's a huge increase for them. But I think, again, I think this is something where we kind of wait and see, like, are they going to bring more value? And then even looking at that, like, I know Nicole Carroll is now the chief brand officer, which I think is a great move. Like, who's more of an OG person than OG CrossFit person than Nicole Carroll? Someone who's like been in the affiliates, been in the training, like she's been head of training, like she knows like what makes a gym work, what makes an affiliate work, what's good.
Right.
But then at the same time, you have like, I know like the new guy of like the VP of global affiliate operations, like recently had denounced CrossFit, said it's dangerous and all this stuff.
Has
and,
no
like,
idea about it.
No idea about it. Yeah. And not to say like that in every profession you need to have, like, you look at the NFL, like, do I think Jeff Stoutland can block as good as Lane Johnson? No, but he obviously knows how to teach someone how to. I think it's a little different with this. Like, if you've never been in an affiliate and owned an affiliate and run an affiliate, how are you going to be the VP of affiliate operations when you've never actually operated an affiliate yourself? You might have all the business experience in the world, but CrossFit's such like a unique cliche, like niche thing that I feel like you need to have that experience in the thing to be able to like run it on a global scale.
Yeah, I just keep thinking, if we really think that we have the cure to the world's most vexing problem and we want to bring everybody in, why are we always so mad when we bring outside people in?
Yeah.
And I'm mad at the beginning too, but then I'm like, wait, I thought we wanted more people to do this.
Yeah.
We've kind of passed the point in time. Like, I think about this all the time when I'm trying to market the gym. We passed the niche point of CrossFit. Like, there was a time period where like you could say you did CrossFit in a room, like, oh, a little bit interested, maybe annoyed for the most part, but a little bit interested because it was so different, But there is where CrossFit King Prussia is. There's 5 other CrossFit gyms within a couple mile radius. Like, there's some that we haven't even heard of that are around, that people are going to. So like, it's not like you could just drop the bomb of CrossFit and everyone's going to go run into it anymore. Now you need to get people that don't want to get elite level of fitness, but they do want to get off the couch and off the carbs. So we're living in that gray space, like you keep talking about earlier. That like, okay, I would love to keep seeing Patrick Vellner and all of them keep crushing it at the games every year, but now I want to get the other people that when I walk in the grocery store, they need to go ride in a little wheelie thing because they literally can't walk around the grocery store. How do I get that person in here? And
that's at the end of the day, like, that's like, the sport is the sport. It's awesome. I'm a big fan of it. I still like to like compete at local competitions, all that fun stuff. But like, the lifeblood of CrossFit is the person that's trying to get shape and trying to get healthier, and that's going to be 90% of any gym's membership base. And I was having a conversation with an affiliate owner from North Carolina that dropped in, and we were talking about like the Masters Games athletes. And I think promoting the games is really good, and it really gets the CrossFit brand out there in a certain way. But like, seeing 60-something-year-olds do legless rope climbs, like with the Masters Games athletes, like, I think that not that it's incredibly relatable, but it's more relatable saying like, all right, there's this person that's someone's grandmom who's deadlifting, 200 pounds and able to do all this stuff. Like, all right, if that person can do it, then, you get rid of the excuses of like, I'm passed out, I'm too old, I'm whatever. And it makes it more accessible to people, makes it more of a realistic thing. Because I'm sure you've heard people like, I want to join your gym, but I need to get in shape before I do CrossFit. It's like, the most insane thing that
it's
people
just
can
like,
say.
No. That's what we're trying to do for you.
Yeah. So I think if people see more of that, more of the everyday person, more of like the, soccer mom or the accountant or whoever who just like comes in after work, takes off their suit in the changing room and comes out like Superman change, and they're able to do all kinds of stuff, and they're just here for the hour class, and they do things that like a new person think is like superhero stuff. Like, that's so much more marketable than 80 people with 8-packs at the CrossFit Games. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of the games and the sport, but it's just not.
Yeah, watch it every year, but it's just not what's going to keep growing it.
Yeah, right.
It's got enough of us me and you watching it. Like we watched it because we saw Rich Froning freaking fall off the rope and clean 225 unbroken for however many reps. Like it got us already in by watching that. Like now the other people that like we may not have the immediate resource to reach out to, how do we get them into the gym? So we talked about the CAP programming earlier, and like you don't utilize that. We don't really utilize it either. I'm sorry out there for the CAP people that are listening. Have you ever gotten any like resources, emails, like stuff like that from CrossFit that you're like, oh, that's cool, and you actually do utilize it?
The affiliate partner network, we utilize a couple of things from that. So if anyone's not familiar, it's a group of probably like 20 to 30. They've added a good amount of other businesses that an affiliate owner can use, and you typically get some kind of discount. Like we get our paper products from a company that's on the affiliate partner network, and you get like a 20% discount. There's a couple like beverage companies like that are popular with CrossFit that offer discounts. It's funny because there are a couple like the big names like Rogue is on there, but you don't get a discount. It's just like, hey, buy from us. Like you don't get anything for it.
Yeah.
So like that, I think that's a really good one. I think there's a couple like courses that you can take, like best hour of your day or best hour of their day. Healthy Steps Nutrition's on there. So there is stuff that you can utilize, get a discount that's going to like make your business better in a way. I know they just updated the map, which I was like kind of happy about, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to get utilized a lot. I don't think if people are looking for a CrossFit gym that they're going to take the extra steps to go to CrossFit.com and then find the affiliate map and then zoom in on their area. They're just going to Google CrossFit near me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did right before we got an email from our, what are they called? Like the regional
affiliate rep.
Yeah. And she had there was a very long email, but stuff that they're trying to do to give you more value for the money. And one of the things was like, SEO optimization and stuff like that. So if they have like anything on the website, any kind of resources, or they do, because I know they already do town halls, but if they do like more webinars on how you can, get more lead generation and enhance your business and stuff like that, which it looks like they're adding, I think that's going to give great value for the money. Because right now, like even though there is a lot of that stuff available, I think like what most people just pay for is the name, and like not. If I went and told you, hey, for $4,500 you can get, 20% discount on paper towels, that's not a
big
huge
difference.
Yeah, not a huge selling point. But if they're gonna say like, hey, we're gonna like, you're gonna open this business under our brand name, and we're gonna coach you up on how to run a successful business, because like at the end of the day, it's a reflection on them too. If the name CrossFit's on there, they should want it to look good. Now I don't want a franchise where I'm being told exactly what to do. Because again, I think that's what separates us from a lot of other like fitness companies. But I think like the business coaching aspect of it, because like when I opened the gym, I was a 25-year-old bartender. Like, I'd been doing CrossFit for 4 or 5 years, and I just really liked that. I wanted to open the gym and I wanted to like help people get healthy, but I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like,
right.
That would have been great to have at that time.
But that is what like separates you, right? Like there's the cream will rise to the top. It's going to be the people that love fitness that just open the gym because they want to do that. And then once they get into it, it's like, okay, I can do this in a better way though. I can have like people's fitness at my priority and it's like my true north, but I can do it in a better way that I'm able to like readily give access to it to a lot of people,
Right. Yeah.
So on that note, right, with the also changes to what's going to happen to affiliate ownership, they said that you're going to have your level 2 now to remain a affiliate owner. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I love it. That's one thing I really like. Ever since I took my L2 back in like 2018, I felt like it should be required, because the L1's great, like teaching the history and the methodology and like what CrossFit is. But even if you open a gym and you have no intentions of coaching, you should know what good coaching looks like and know how to like identify it. And the L2 like very much teaches you how to coach, which is obviously a very important thing if you are going to be coaching. Like it definitely made me a better coach. I don't think there's anyone out there who has never taken the L2 that wouldn't benefit in some way from taking it, no matter how long you've been doing this. If you've never taken it, like I think you would learn at least one thing. So I'm a big fan of it. Like I said, even if, because like you said, like we're I'm part of a certain breed. We're part of a certain thing. We're like, we started this because we want to help people. There's people out there that open gyms, and not there's anything wrong with it, just as a business venture and look at it as an investment opportunity. They're going to hire people to run it, and that's great. But if you don't know what you're looking for in a good coach, then you're not going to have a good product for people. So I think even if you're not coaching, going through that experience, is like nothing but a positive. It's another investment that you have to put out the money for. They are giving a $500 like, I guess, voucher or something like that towards it for people, so they are getting a discount on it if they have to get it. But I think it's great.
That's awesome. I mean, people keep talking about the prices because the $500 voucher is big. Dude, NASM is like a long-term study course. You have to go to a place to take a test, and it's more expensive, So people going for the weekend to the level 1 and level 2, I mean, go and enjoy the experience and learn from it. That's
I'm not
that
sure.
should be the only thing that people say about the level 1 and level 2 when they're talking about prices and stuff.
And I'm not sure how if it's only for the level 2 that voucher, but like I have my L3, so I have to stay up on my CUs. So I don't know if I can take that and apply it to some of that because I already have it. So because that'd be great because they aren't
expensive.
Cheap. Yeah.
No, dude, I'm pretty sure you can because they're doing that CrossFit. Well, they were doing it. We hosted 2 at KOP, and then they kind of went away. They were doing the CrossFit Fun course, and then which is like a 1-day level 1 essentially. Credentials for it. But they were like giving like free ones out of that. And if people took it, they were supposed to get a voucher for a CEU also, like some other courses you're supposed to be able to take. So I do know that CrossFit does try to give back in those terms. They want people to be educated. Like that's the one thing I will definitely say about like the brand. Everything I've ever encountered, it's been like they want you to go learn.
Like the L2, like as because like you said, like it's a weekend course, the L1 and the L2. And a lot of other like methodologies will knock that, but like you go to the L2, and no matter how good of a coach you are, you get broken down and nitpicked in the best way, and it's so necessary. But like they just, we sent a couple people last summer, and I was like, look, they're gonna rip you. Like don't feel bad about it. It's for your own good. Like I know you've been coaching a while, but like they're gonna get after you, and and it's like. That prepares you so well.
Yeah.
So like it's very in depth.
Freaking Keith Wittenstein, man, Coach Panda, he told me that I didn't do anything when I was doing like the one-on-one breakdown of the overhead squat. You know who my freaking person was? It was I just had him on the podcast also. It was Andrew, I think Raymond, the owner of Kratos Performance. He was the guy that I had, and he's got a great overhead squat. He was the athlete I was working on, and Wittenstein told me, you didn't really do anything. You didn't really make any changes because his overhead squat was damn near perfect.
Yeah, what do you want me to do? It's funny. I never had Panda.
On day one. That was day
man.
1, and then that night I wrote the best freaking like lesson plan for the movement that I had for day 2 that I've ever done. The shit was like 2 pages long. I was like, that motherfucker is never gonna say that to me again. You know?
Right. I never had Panda, but I think everyone who from this gym who has their L2 besides me has had him, and they all say like that dude was ruthless.
Yeah.
I had Joey Dill.
Yeah,
I had Joey Dill, and he was funny because he smiles a lot, and he's like a very kind person, but like he smiles while he's telling you how much you're doing wrong, and it's just like it's like this like sadistic. It almost turns like a sadistic look. He's like.
That's funny.
That wasn't good. And he's like smiling at you.
Yeah, I run into Joey Dill all the time because he does the courses at KOP. So I'll be there on the weekends when they're going in and out. All right, dude. So we talked for a long time about all the stuff going on with CrossFit here. Last year, you told us that you were working on implementing some new things to the program in here. So what are you working on now? What are you hungry for?
After this year at the competition season, like we hosted, you were there when we hosted ours back in 2016 or whatever it was.
Hell yeah!
And you sent me that picture, and that like we talked about it hosting a competition here, like here and there, and you sent me that picture, and then just after doing a couple of the comps this year, and like I think I want to try and get one going here.
Hell yeah!
I think we have the space for it. I think I could write some fun workouts. So I maybe not this like spring, summer, but like sometime in the next year, we get the ball rolling out. Cause I know, like, I mean, I only did it once. You do it 3-4 times a year. That's a lot of work that goes into that. So it's going to take some planning, but, and, me and my business partner have talked about it a few times. He's a little more nervous than me. I think he threw up in his mouth, like on the opening announcement of our workout here, or of our competition here. So he might not like hearing this, but I think that's something that, and then Casey, former friend of the show, recently reached out to me about something with a charity that wanted to do a competition type of thing. So we might we might have something to get the ball rolling.
Dope, dude.
Yeah.
Got on the notepad there. That's funny thinking about when when you did the first announcement at the comp, man. I will never forget my first time running a comp at KOP. Like, as I was walking out about to do the announcements, I'm like, damn, do I even know how to do this? Like I know I plan the workouts and everything and put it on comp quarter, but do I know how to run this right now?
I feel like if you're about to do anything that you're like that you do for a living and you're our age and you don't for 1 second think like, am I faking this? Do I know what I'm doing? Like you're not you're not a millennial if you don't feel that way. Like every time I've been doing this 10 years, or I've been doing CrossFit for 14. I've been coaching for 10, and get up in front of the whiteboard. Like, am I about to just like ramble bullshit when I'm explaining this, or do I know what I'm talking about? And then you give people cues, and their movements get better, and you do a good job. And you're like, okay, cool. Like until tomorrow.
If you don't second guess yourself, like just most of the time, or have these moments, then you're not trying hard enough. That's just what's happening,
right?
But all right, dude, it's been a great conversation again, man.
Hey, man.
Awesome to talk about all things in CrossFit. Hopefully we'll have you on again soon. For
sure. Absolutely.
And dogs, be on the lookout for the announcement for CrossFit Raid of the next competition, man.
Hey.
Hell yeah. All right, dogs. Peace.